today on 15 on 15.
The President of Parliament, Marisol Lopez-Trump, declares herself as an independent. Plus, for the first time, Aruba qualifies for the Paralympic Games in Rio. And the Philippines celebrates 118 years of independence. Thank you for joining us on another edition of 15 on 15 right here on Channel 15 ATV with Daniela Piazzi. Let's get started with our latest local news topics. This week, the President of Aruba's Parliament, Marisol Lopez-Trump, declared that she will be moving forward through the Parliament year as an independent. This comes in the light of a lack of support from her current party, AVP, after she was reportedly attacked by her colleague Chris Dammers. During an emergency press conference called on by President of Parliament Marisol Lopez-Trump, she announced herself as an independent within Parliament. She states that she will continue her role as Parliament President, but will be distancing herself from the former AVP party. The reasoning she has given for this abrupt decision is the unfair treatment she states she has received after an incident happened within Parliament where her fellow colleague and Vice President of the Parliament, Chris Dammers, was accused of hitting her. Parliament President Marisol Trump was previously a member of the opposing MEP party. Then she became an independent before switching to AVP. Now she declares herself as an independent once again. Marisol participated in her first political election in 1997, and at her following election in 2001, she was named the Minister of Infrastructure and Education. On to another note, recently a debate on social media regarding the Aruban educational system went viral after a local psychologist raised the question about history lessons in primary schools. According to him, local students need to broaden their historical topics. Here is more on this research. Aruba is a part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, which has a well-designed history curriculum for primary schools, according to this article. This Dutch course of study runs through the 10 so-called time periods, from the times of the hunters and the farmers to the time of television and computer. But why isn't this curriculum being taught in Aruba? Well, unfortunately, this Dutch course of study is decidedly Eurocentric, and in Aruba, a Caribbean island with a diverse population, it is natural to prefer a curriculum that is more inclusive, covering perspectives from around the world, including, of course, Aruba's perspective, with elements of Aruba's local history, showing those elements connect to the world events. A well-designed history curriculum will offer children the knowledge and skills they need to be proud citizens of both Aruba and informed citizens of the world. One way to achieve such an inclusive curriculum is to start with the Netherlands history curriculum and transform it. This seems to be what many primary schools in Aruba have been doing, but resources have been limited. Using the internet and social media, these resources can be expanded by connecting teachers, parents, experts, and other stakeholders, forming a critical community of contributors. A well-designed history curriculum will offer children the knowledge and skills they need to be proud citizens of Aruba and informed citizens of the world. We'll be back with more 15 on 15 after a word from one of our sponsors. After the break, meet Jesus, the first Paralympic athlete to make it to the Paralympic Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. Thank you for staying with us right here on Channel 15 ATV. As the days to the Olympic Games in Rio come close, the qualified athletes are focusing completely on training for the international event. But besides the 8 representatives that will be representing Aruba in Rio, a 9th athlete will be showcasing Aruba's name at the event. His name is Jesus de Marchena Acevedo, and he will be proudly wearing Aruba's flag at this year's Paralympic Games in Rio de Janeiro. The 2016 Summer Paralympics are an upcoming major international multi-sport event for athletes with disabilities governed by the International Paralympic Committee to be held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil from the 7th of September to the 18th. This week, Paralympic athlete Jesus de Marchena Acevedo made history for the island, being the first athlete to qualify for the Paralympic Games. Although Jesus is currently in a wheelchair, he is unstoppable in the water, stating that in the water he is able to use energy from all over his body, including his legs. Jesus started swimming at the age of 9 and fell in love. He is currently undergoing rigorous training to make his mark at the Games in September.
And although Jesus does not believe he will be winning this year's games, he hopes to gain all the experience possible to come back yet again with his eyes on the prize. Jesus' coach, which is Jesus de la Cruz, will be joining him during this competition in Rio de Janeiro this summer.
On to another note, this week the Korteweg Art Exposition will be teaming up with Renaissance Resort to celebrate the Global Day of Discovery in an innovative new way.
Renaissance Aruba Resort and Casino will host Global Day of Discovery for the 5th consecutive year. This year, the worldwide program of Renaissance hotels will highlight local artists. In celebration of Global Day of Discovery, Renaissance Aruba teamed up with Korteweg, a new local avant-garde art movement, to display Aruba's colorful heritage. This colorful event will take place on Wednesday, June 15th at the Renaissance Ocean Suites. For this day, Ocean Suites will change into an art gallery where the public can admire the work and dedication of participating local artists. Starting at 6 p.m., shop for handcrafted jewelry, arts, and photography from local artists while taking in the sounds of DJs Masbongo and Alan Coutinho. Renaissance Aruba's renowned culinary team will also be preparing a buffet for the guests. This is the 5th annual Global Day of Discovery, an experience created by Renaissance Aruba Resort and Casino to bring guests closer to Aruba's culture and its people with the spotlight on local artists.
On another note, every year on the 14th of July, which is World Blood Day, the Aruba Blood Bank dedicates extra time to bring awareness to the campaign and blood donors on the island. During this year's campaign, the local blood bank at the Dr. Horacio Oduber Hospital welcomed both new and experienced donors.
Every year on June 14th, countries around the world celebrate World Blood Donor Day. The event serves to thank voluntary unpaid blood donors for their life-saving gifts of blood and to raise awareness of the need for regular blood donations to ensure quality, safety, and availability of blood and blood products for patients in need. Transfusions of blood and blood products help save millions of lives every year. It can help patients suffering from life-threatening conditions live longer and with higher quality of life, and supports complex medical and surgical procedures. It also has an essential life-saving role in maternal and child care and during man-made and natural disasters. However, in many countries, demand exceeds supply, and blood services face the challenge of making sufficient blood available while also ensuring its quality and safety. Here on the island during the celebration, the local blood bank dedicated extra attention to bringing awareness regarding blood donations as well as giving thanks to all their past donors. The organization showed their gratitude by giving tokens of appreciation to all of their loyal donors. Currently, blood donations are pretty low in comparison to international standards. The Aruba Blood Bank hopes to reach 5% of the community within the next 4 years. According to the World Health Organization, Aruba should have 3,800 donors between the ages of 18 and 65. However, that number is currently at 1,600 registered people, from which only 800 are qualified to donate blood. A donor must be in healthy condition and not on any medications.
For more information on how to donate, you can visit bloedbankaruba.com. We'll be back with more English news after a quick commercial break.
When we come back, this year the Philippines celebrates their anniversary in a very special way.
Thank you for staying with us right here on Channel 15 ATV. Aruba is a community with a broadly diverse community with over 100 nationalities living together on the island. One of these societies which has played a crucial role in the development of Aruba is the Filipino community. On Saturday, June 12th, the Filipinos around the world celebrated the 118th anniversary of their independence. And here in Aruba, the celebration consisted of a big traditional bash.
One of the most significant dates in the Philippines' history is June 12th of 1898. It celebrates the nation's independence from decades of Spanish rule. Philippine independence was formally proclaimed on June 12th of 1898 with the reading of the Proclamation of the Independent in Kawit, Cavite. This year, the community celebrates its 118th independence anniversary. During the official protocol ceremony, various Aruban and Philippine officials were invited to commemorate this special day.
If I was to describe some of the characteristics that I think Filipinos share, no matter where they are, I would say they are characteristics such as perseverance, determination, very, very high work ethic, and certainly an abundance of patience. And why all of these characteristics? Well, certainly patience, because it was not 118 years ago that Philippines' independence was recognized. It was not until 48 years later that that was recognized, and not until 64 years later that this day, June the 12th, was recognized as the official Independence Day. So that requires a lot of patience.
And as the Filipino community has quickly adapted and integrated to the island's culture, language, and customs, Aruba has grown fond of the Filipino community.
Aruba is the only country in this region that gives a complete protocol, an honor to have a Philippine flag raising ceremony, and we are mighty proud of that gesture. Aruba is a big community of Filipinos, legal, illegal, they are still, that started to arrive here since the late 1980s, 1990s. And through the years, they came and worked in the hospitality sectors, my beautiful nurses, and work in the healthcare, communities, church services, restaurants, and of course, eventually, they became entrepreneurs.
The President of Parliament, Marisol Lopez-Trump, thanks the Filipino community for their service and kindness.
Aruba has certainly benefited and continues to benefit from the spirit and admirable work ethic and training of the Philippine community on the island. On behalf of the Parliament of Aruba, I say thank you for your valuable contribution to our Aruban community that has become your community as well, and that of your children who were born here. A heartfelt Mashadanki.
Thank you so much for watching. These were your local news updates and trending urban topics. Be sure to like our 15 on 15 Facebook and Instagram page for all of your latest news updates. Also, don't forget to tune back in tomorrow night at 10:15 p.m. for more 15 on 15 right here on channel 15 ATV. See you then.